Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Traeger Irontop Griddle. This is the 4-burner version, and in full transparency, Traeger sent me this unit to provide my review, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over all the features. We'll cook some tasty food on it, and then I'll tell you what I like and I don't like about it, and you can decide if it's something that you want to get for yourself. I assembled this griddle yesterday, and the process was very straightforward.
In typical Traeger fashion, everything came packaged very well, and it all came in one box. So I started the process by taking out all the pieces. The assembly directions were also very straightforward. It came with all the hardware, and everything was very easily identified and very well marked. And the whole assembly process was also very straightforward. It took me about an hour, and that's with me filming everything. If you do this at home by yourself, you can probably knock it out in under an hour. You're basically just attaching all the legs to the base, the shelf, and then adding all the side shelves, the little accessories, and the cover. After the grill was assembled, I started the seasoning process, and this is really easy too. Just fire up all the burners to maximum heat, use a high smoke point oil like canola oil, spread that out with a paper towel, and just let that burn off for about 30 minutes at maximum heat, and then just repeat the process 3 or 4 times, and your griddle is ready to go.
This is the 4-burner version, and it costs $5.99. They also have a 2-burner version available that costs $4.99. So this one is, the cooktop is 36 inches long. On the 2-burner one, it's only 28 inches long. So you get 150 square inches more of cooking space on the 4-burner model than you do on the 2-burner one. The Irontop line of griddles from Traeger kind of follows the same idea as the Westwood line of their new pellet cookers, which we reviewed a couple weeks ago. You basically get some of the nicer premium features that were available on the more expensive grills, all at a lower price point. Let's go over some of the features on the outside. So first, on this side, you get this nice collapsible shelf that folds right down. And on the side, you get this pop-a-lock accessory system, so you can attach different types of accessories. You get this nice hinged lid that covers your cooktop, and then another fixed shelf on this side. On the bottom, there's a big storage shelf underneath the griddle. You get your 4-burner control knobs, and one of the coolest things is that it does not require a connection to a power outlet to function. You just hook up your propane tank, and you're ready to go. Overall, the build quality of this griddle is great, especially at this price point. Now, they did have to make some compromises to keep it at that lower price point. So, for example, things like the front handle on the lid is plastic and just feels a little bit flimsy. And the other thing is the grease management system. So this griddle uses the traditional Traeger bucket that hangs on the side. Now, it still gets the job done, right? All the grease holds straight down there, but it would have been nice to have something more enclosed, like a pull-out drawer or something on the side of it where you don't really see that hanging bucket. And finally, you have little things like this in the front where some of the panels and the legs, are not perfectly aligned or super flush. But comparing this to other griddles at a similar price point, like a Blackstone, for example, this has a much more premium feel to it than those other griddles. Moving on to the cooking surface, one of the newest features on the Irontop is this new 360-degree wind guard, which is awesome on a griddle, especially if you're cooking outside on a windy day. This metal piece all the way around will protect the flame so it doesn't get extinguished if it's a little bit too windy. And now the two most important features on any griddles, at least in my opinion, are the cooktop and the heat distribution, because honestly, at the end of the day, all griddles are kind of the same, right? It's a big cooking surface, and you just want to be sure that the heat is evenly distributed, and there are two features on the Irontop that I really like. First, it's a brand new cooktop that has a rust-resistant coating. That's something that was available on my Weber Slate griddle that I really like, so I'm excited to start using this because having that rust-resistant coating is an absolute game changer in griddles, especially when you leave it outside or you leave it uncovered. If you live somewhere where it rains or snows, you know the worries, especially if you've used other griddles. This thing can rust out super easily, so having that coating just makes maintenance and using your griddle a whole lot easier. And second is the heat distribution, but for that, I'm going to remove this cooktop. Oh, let me set it right down here. And what I like to look for is the distance between the burners, and on the Irontop, it's only 7 inches, right? So you know that heat's going to be pretty evenly distributed when you're cooking on this griddle. On my Weber Slate, for example, the distance between the burners is 9 inches. So in this case, you get 4 burners, 7 inches apart, creating that nice even heat throughout the cooking surface. So at least on paper, the Irontop seems like a super awesome griddle. If you're looking for one with some nice premium features without breaking the bank, you really can't go wrong with this one. But we won't know for sure until we cook something, so let's get this thing fired up and throw some food on it. I'm gonna make one of my favorite sandwiches, one of my favorite summer sandwiches, this easy grilled barbecue chicken sandwich. So before we begin, let's fire this thing up. And starting this griddle is really easy. You just push in the dial, give it a turn, and it ignites. One of the other downsides that I just found on this griddle is it's kind of hard to see if the flame is lit because of the wind guard, which is great for wind, but there's this tiny little hole by each burner, so you really have to kind of look through to make sure that the burner is ignited and are good to go. So I guess it's kind of a trade-off, right? You get better wind protection, but it's just a little bit tricky to see if all these burners got fired up. All right, griddle is preheated to medium-high heat, so I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of oil here. Don't need too much. Just gonna spread this out a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Let me turn this down a little bit more. Yeah, this thing gets pretty hot. I've got some diced up chicken thighs. You can do chicken breast too, but thighs are a whole lot better. And then just some diced up red onion. I'm gonna throw everything on the griddle together here. There we go. Spread this out a little bit. For the seasoning, I'm going with my all-purpose seasoning. You can use really anything that you like. I'm just gonna season the chicken, the onions. There we go. And give this a couple of tosses. All right, so it's been a couple minutes. Chicken is almost done. You're getting a really nice crust on the outside. You're getting some color. So now I'm gonna turn the heat down all the way to low on all the burners. And we're gonna add a little barbecue sauce, really anything that you like, going with the classic Sweet Baby Ray's. There we go, give this a mix. So the reason why you're turning the heat down to low is you don't want the sauce to burn because it's sugary, it's sweet. So having the griddle on low will prevent the sauce from burning, sticking. There we go, look at that. This is one of my favorite sandwiches to make during the summertime because it's super easy to put together and they always come out absolutely delicious. Plus you can really add anything you want to it. You want to make it spicy, add some jalapenos, use different types of seasonings, use different cuts of chicken, you can use pork, really anything here will work. I'm gonna make 2 sandwiches out of this chicken, so I've got 2 separate piles. I'm gonna go with cheese on one and no cheese on the other, so just add a couple slices of American cheese. I'm doing this one because that's all that we had at the house. You can really use any type of cheese here, whatever you like. You can leave it off. Just let this melt for a second. For the bread, I'm using these mini French rolls. These are perfect for these sandwiches. So we're gonna toast these guys up too. So just open it up and just place it right on the griddle. Bread is toasted, so what I like to do now is just put it right over the chicken to kind of help it steam, warm up a little bit more. There you go, just leave it on for a second. I mean, look at this. This is going to be delicious. The cheese is all nice and bubbly. Oh yeah. All right, that looks pretty good to me. I mean, look at that. That is a proper sandwich. What? Sandwiches are done. I'm gonna let them cool down just a little bit, but let's talk about griddle maintenance and cleaning after you're done, right? So we use barbecue sauce, I use some cheese. You can see some of the stuff kind of caked on to the griddle top. So the best time to clean your griddle is right after you use it. Turn the heat off. It doesn't need to be hot anymore, right? But just we're gonna turn the burners off. After it cools down just a little bit while it's still warm, it's just a lot easier to scrape any of these burned bits, any pieces that are still stuck onto it. I like using this griddle scraper to get all this stuff off, and you just go, see, from one edge to the other, and you can see everything just comes right off. If you do it immediately after cooking, it's gonna be a lot easier than if you were to wait and do it the next time before you use the griddle. So just take the 30 seconds, clean the griddle, right down the grease trap, and then it's ready to go next time. All right, let's try this sandwich now. Whew. Haven't made one of these since last summer, so I am excited. But just look how look how great this looks. Wow. Oh yeah, this is delicious. The chicken's nice and tender, has that beautiful crust, melted cheese, you get the red onions, the sweet from the barbecue sauce. You really can't go wrong with this. All right, so in summary, the new Traeger Irontop Griddle is a great bang for your buck. The two most important features are the rust-proof cooktop and the closeness of the burners to get you the good, even heat distribution. Now, they did have to make a couple compromises to keep that price point low, things like the plastic handle or the grease bucket that hangs on the side, but honestly, those are irrelevant to the performance of the griddle. So overall, this thing is definitely that approved. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you next time.